I hope we talk about food. Hi, good morning. How can I help you today?
Well, first I want to congratulate you for staying in the bank as president for 6 years.
It's been a tough 6 years. I came as things were getting worse, and now hopefully I'm here during a time that things are getting better.
Anyway, what was glaring to me here is that your problem on the non-accrual loans, and given that it is very high and the trend is almost increasing over the years, and I also noted that a substantial proportion of your loans are collateralized by the real estate.
Yes.
And given the market condition of real estate industry is poor, well, I am concerned here of what are you going to do with this one? How are you going to deal with this one? Any risk management system or your risk mitigation on this kind of problem?
Well, we've taken a lot of steps in the past years. First of all, to recognize the problems that exist on our balance sheet. You may know from the numbers that we're not quite done with the problem assets. Once you start having significant problems in your asset portfolio, sometimes because of local economic conditions, it can be difficult to recover. It doesn't just happen quickly. We've chosen to try and address the problems. So all of those loans on non-accrual are our acknowledgement that these assets may take quite some time to collect. We're not accruing interest. We believe that's prudent from a safety and soundness perspective, from an accounting perspective. Our books are 100% reliable. We have clean audit opinions. We have a good relationship with our primary regulator, who has encouraged us to stay the course and continue to address the asset quality problems. And we're doing that. I agree that the level of non-accrual loans is high, but it's not getting much worse. We're not making bad loans. We are making good loans, and over time, those bad loans will be less and less of a problem. We just can't sell assets into this market. We can't foreclose on all of these properties at once. Otherwise, there will be a glut. It will
drive down the
glut in supply. Prices will be further depressed, and that doesn't help anyone. So yes, it's going to take some time, but we're working. We're working through this.
Do you consider its impact on capital, considering that you have a lower risk capital adequacy ratio? If it will go over time, it may deplete your capital.
Next victim.
Okay.
Please come in. Good afternoon. How may I do? What may I do for you?
Yes, good afternoon. I'd just like to be clarified on some points. How many branches do the bank have? How many branches do you have? No, don't.
I believe we have 5.
Okay, you have 5. I'd just like to be clarified what is the rationale or the reasons behind of planning to close the smallest branch office?
Well, our smallest branch office is in a town just up the river. And that town had a lumber mill, which operated for many years. There were a lot of workers in that town. They all had deposits. We were the main office for their paychecks. We did business with the lumber firm. When that firm closed, it really meant that most of the economic activity in that town, it dropped off by 70%. It's no longer viable for us to maintain that branch. It costs us more money than we raise in deposits. We've discussed several different options, and we're still discussing those options. Right now, the plan is to close the office. We may choose something slightly less dire, where we would have the office open 3 days a week, or Mondays and Fridays only, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm not sure. But it's difficult for us to justify the personnel who would be there 5 days a week to service clients. Some days there are only 10 people who come in.
So most likely it's going to be closed. It will be closed.
Well, it will certainly be reduced hours from what it is now.
Okay.
They choose to staff it from here. Yet another option would be that we have limited hours, so it's open only from 10 until 3, or 10 until 2, right around the lunch hour. So it would still provide the services for the clients in that local community, but it wouldn't cost us as much money, because we could staff that out of our town here.
How about reorganization of your staff? We think that there is a redundant positions and some employees or staff are being laid off.
We had a few layoffs as we've gone through and really rationalized our staff. We've determined that in order to return to profitability, we need a more lean organization. So most of the reductions in staff have been due to retirements. There were a few people that we laid off, but in all honesty, they really were not contributing to the organization as much as we wanted.
But you're planning to hire qualified employees because your internal control is not that good because you only have internal peer reviews. So is there a really internal audit in place?
Is that a problem?
Do you have a strong or is there a check and balance?
We have a small internal audit function and we have peer reviews. So people who are not working in this area but knowledgeable of how it's supposed to work do rotate from time to time. For a small bank,
Time is up.
good job. These are good questions.